Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, in the first mantra, we saw Ishavasimidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagatu Tena Taktena Unjitaha Magdha Kasisudham. Ishavasimidam Sarvam. Everything is pervaded by, engulfed by, gains existence by Ishvara. Everything is self. There is nothing other than self. Okay. Now, after saying that, he said, Yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tektena. Whatever exists in this world, by giving that up. Bunjitaha means not experience. Bhuja to experience. But here to not it's not to used in the sense of experience, but to give up. So by by giving up to protect what? The self. By giving up the attachment, the three kinds of attachment, putreshna, vitteshna, lokeshna, you have to protect the self, because it is said tyāge neke amrtattvamanashu. Only through the renunciation you can gain the immortality, the absolute self. Okay. Now, after saying, the first statement is, the first mantra is Vedanta, which is in fact Bheda Anta. Vedanta means Vedanta, the essence of Veda. Bhedanta means the end of duality. Vedanta leads you to the end of duality. Bhedanta. Only when there is Bhedanta, there is Vedanta. Otherwise, if there is still duality, semi-duality, whatever, they are all not Vedanta. That is the reason. Okay. Now, after saying that, immediately the second mantra is Kurvanne Karmani, everything is Ishvara. After saying that, please do the karmas always if you desire to live for 100 years. How can I perform karma if there is nothing other than self? This is with regards to the ignorant. First mantra is with regards to the person who is a seeker, who wants to know, who is a knowledge provider. Okay. Now, the third mantra is talking about that ignorant. Why should we talk about the ignorant? It is a commentary upon the first mantra, let us say. But the first mantra talks about the self. So, if it is a commentary on self, it should have to talk about the self, or the one who has released the self, not about ignorance or the ignorant. No. We are talking about ignorant to establish that. How? By condemning the state of ignorance and ignorant, we are establishing the self. Some people have this allergy to this condemnation and all that. When there is logic in Vedanta, any Vedanta text, they'll just close that out. Oh, too much of fight. I don't like it. Any book on Vedanta is going to only talk about Vedanta, self, Brahman, you are Brahman. Why do you have to study so many texts if that is what it is? And do I not? You have to study logic. Why? Because you have to do inquiry only when there is a absence of wrong knowledge and absence of doubt. Absence of erroneous knowledge and absence of doubt can you be established in any knowledge. Leave alone Vedanta. So to get rid of those erroneous knowledge and doubts, you need to undergo this process of inquiry. And for that inquiry, you need substantial logic. And that is gained through only these. Why are you condemning something? Why don't you establish something else? Like the self. Self is established. Isha vasimdam sarum. Then why do you condemn? See, you have to understand. Ninda na nindyam ninditum. Kintu stutyam stotum. There are two ways to explain someone as great, extol someone as great. Oh, this fellow is great. You be like that. That is one way to say. Or if you don't study, you will be like that. Or you will be like me. So that's a terror. By terrorizing, by threatening someone, you are not interested in threatening them. You are interested in taking them to the other side. That is exactly what Vedanta, this mantra, does. It is a not condemning the ignorant, but by condemning the ignorant, it is taking you towards, it is directing your attention towards the liberator. That is what is the key. Okay. Now, what is that? Asuryā nāma lokā andhena tamasā vṛtāḥ tā:ste pretyābhigacchanti eke cātmahano janāḥ. Asuryā nāma lokā andhena tamasā vṛtāḥ tā:ste pretyābhigacchanti eke cātmahano janāḥ. Asuryā nāma lokā andhena tamasā. Eke cātmahano janāḥ. Those who are people who have destroyed the self. Let us understand like that. Cātmahana, destroyed the self. After death, after death, abhigacchanti, they will gain, they will go to the world called asuryā, the world of demons, which is a completely engulfed by blinding darkness. Andhena tamasā vṛtāḥ. So, if you are the destroyer of self, the ignorant will go after death, will go to the world of demons, which is engulfed by blinding darkness. Asuryā, that is the key word then. Asuryā, asura means demon. Asuryā means the world of demons. No. I won't go to world of demons. Why? Be good, do good. I am only doing good and being good. Why will I go to heaven? Hell. I will not go to hell. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in this. I just follow be good, do good. This is the stupidest thing. Then in Vedanta, you don't want us to be good and do good. In Vedanta, you don't have to be good and do good. If you follow Vedanta, you will be good, you will be doing good. You are not going to do anything otherwise. So this whole stupidity of be good, do good is stupidity. That is it. Because I'll tell you a story. When I was traveling somewhere, a disciple asked, Guruji, the people in my colony, the flat, they are asking, why are you going to temples and all that? Being good and doing good is good enough. What to answer? We were traveling in the car, I said, right? There were posters of somebody. Posters, not one. Continuous. I asked, who is that person? I know who, how, what. But still I asked, who is that person? So to enlighten me of that person, she started saying, oh, this is it. I said, okay. He died. Was he a good person? Very good person, Guruji. Everyone will say the same answer because he was a good person. There is no doubt about it. I said, tell the people, if you are good, do good, be good. If you are that, then you will die early. If you go to temples, you may not die early. Which option do you want? Even to send people to temple, we have to instill the fear of death. What should we do? Now, asuryā, that is what we are talking. Asuryā means that belongs to demons. Why will I go to the world of demons when I don't do anything bad? Good question. You have done greatest of goods. I'm not even talking about stopping the fight between two countries or declaring I have stopped fighting between two countries. I'm saying just the best, whatever is considered to be the utmost best. Even if you have done that, what will happen to you? You will be born as after death, not now. After death, you will be born as the creator, maybe, or maybe the one who sustains everything, or one who, some godhead, some deityhood. So that is a state, that is a position, that is temporary. So we are talking about the absolute. With reference to the absolute, with reference to the self, everything else is demon, demonish, the world of demon. There is no gradation here. Everything is demonish, demon world. So he says nāma. Nāma is anarthakanipada, useless word. It doesn't carry any weightage. Nāma, asuryā, nāma. Asuryā means that belongs to asura, meaning the demons. So that is done. Te lokā. Lokā means darshane. That's the root word. To see, to perceive. Lokyante, drishyante, bhujyante iti lokaha. Lokaha means lokyante. Lokyante means drishyante. Drishyante means bhujyante. Or synonyms. Okay, synonyms doesn't mean anything. Lokyante means to see, to perceive. To perceive means to experience. Wait. Seeing, that is a different thing, and experience is a different thing. You are mistaken. If you think, no, think again. You see someone, immediately there is an anger seething in. If you see someone else, then you are very happy. Ah, I saw him. You didn't have any physical association with that person. Just seeing that gave you a happiness or grief or anger, something. Seeing is also an experience. You hear a good song, that is also an experience. So drishyante means bhujyante, experience. To make it more clear, we do naivedya, prasada. We make good food or something good, goody. You present it to the God. In front of the idol, you place it. For what? For taking it back later and eating it. Because it is said, prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate. Bhagavad Gita says, when he gains that prasada, then sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate. He gets rid of all the sorrows. Quote that also, then it is a complete thing. You can feed anything, you can place anything, make it prasada and consume it. You are going to get rid of sorrow. But is that happening? Why at all you do the prasada and place everything in front of the God? Let us suppose you place it in the front of the form of God and he over. It's all gone. Will you be brave enough, not kind enough, brave enough to keep the food next time? You will remove some portion and place it. Because he is going to eat everything, not letting you eat anything. So you are not going to place everything there. These are all practical things. So, prasada, what happens when you place the prasada in front of the deity is the deity is not consuming it physically, but darshana deva trupyante devataha. The devatas are people who are pleased, satisfied by just looking at it. How can someone be satisfied by looking at it? By looking at it, they gain whatever nourishment they need. But then they are giving us the malnourished food? No. Your nourishment is different from their nourishment. Let us suppose you have prepared some good food, very fragrant good food. It's very good. Does that mean just because I smelled it, there is a loss of a smell in that food? No. Similarly, that food which the deities took does not decrease or increase, does not decrease, increase, there is a different thing, does not decrease any nutritional value from your food, but it increases the effect of those nutritional values, which when you consume is taken to appropriate places and it functions. Okay. Now, that is why drishyante, bhujyante, where you experience. That is what the place where you experience is what is called as lokā, not just the place where you see experience. Now, what kind of lokas are? Andhena tamasā vṛtāḥ. The word te tad is used in the sense of ye yat. These words which we are talking about, how are they? Andhena tamasā vṛtāḥ. Tamas means, in Sanskrit there is a synonym called andhakara. Tamas has another word synonym, andhakara. There is andha already in the word. Andhena andhakara, meaning darkness, andhakara, tamas, darkness. This is blinding darkness. They say when you go to the Badrinath, etc., caves in Himalayas, people unvisited by people. Okay, when you enter those caves, the darkness is not gross or solid because it is unexposed to any light for so long, so it became very strong, solid. No, darkness is darkness everywhere, the same darkness. But since the sun rays or any kind of light don't approach whatever inside the cave, therefore the light, the torch state which you hold, does not illumine a longer distance. There is no other light. So it is as though a black hole is eating your light. That is the kind of darkness you feel. Blinding darkness. Exactly, that is what it is. So now, this blinding darkness, what is this blinding darkness we are talking about? Ignorance. How can ignorance be blinding darkness? It has already blinded you from your inherent nature. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. We have made very clearly that everything is a Ishvara, everything is absolute self. Even after saying that, Kuruvanne vehe karmani, that is where our interest is. Performing the karma, desire to live 100 years. That is where our interest lies. So, that is the first issue. Second issue of seeing the animate and inanimate objects, Thavara Jangama, as something to be, something different from you. There is no Vedanta. There is no Vedanta there. You see everything to be different from you. So, it reveals your inherent nature and makes you see yourself to be limited, etc. And shows, it hides the inherent nature of those things and shows them to be different from you. That is what is blinding darkness. That is what is the ignorance. Now, pretyābhigacchanti. After death, we go. Pretyābhigacchanti, we go. Where do we go? It is said, yatha karma yatha shrutam, as you have performed the karmas as prescribed in the Shastras. In Shastras, there are two kinds of karmas which are prescribed and prohibited. They are both prescribed actually. You have to perform whatever is prescribed and perform not performing in non-prescribed, the prohibited. Meaning, to do is what you have to do is reference to the to-do list, the vihita, prescribed karmas. Should not do is what you have to do with respect to the prohibited, don't. So, do the do's, do the don'ts. Don't do the don'ts. That is what it is. So, the results are multiple. How can they be? There are only 4 possibilities. Do, don't. Do, don't, don't do, do, don't. Only 4 kinds of possibilities. Then, even the do's which you do, there are choices to do it in this way or that way or some other way, etc. Using this or that or something else. So, because of these different permutation and combinations, the result also changes. So, instead of being placed in the Suvaha, Mahaha, Janāḥ, etc. world, you may be placed in this Satya, the ultimate Swarga, or something else. Even this is the same case with the don'ts also. There are different worlds, neither worlds. So, Atala, Patala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Mahatala, etc. 7 neither worlds. So, your karmas are different, because of which the results are different, and accordingly you will reach the different worlds. Okay. Who? Cātmahano. What does Cātmahano means? Cātmahano means one who kills oneself. Atma means self. Hana means destroyer. One who kills oneself. One who commits suicide. Literally, Cātmahano means one who commits suicide. One who tears open his belly, stomach. That is the direct word meaning. In the Shastra, Cātmahano is not for a person used, though it is also Cātmahano, that is not used for person who consumes poison or commits suicide by hanging or a different way, or cutting his neck on or veins, but only for a person, one who tears open his stomach. Cātmahano, that is the word used for that. Harakiri, Cātmahano. Now, here, Atmanam Granti iti Cātmahano word is same, but whose self he is? Cātmahano can be one who destroys his own self, or one who destroys another's self. Self is body. One who kills one's own body, one who destroys one's own body, or one who destroys another person's body. Both are Cātmahano. Can be used in both sense. But that is not the point here. We are not using the Cātmahano word in that sense. The adhyasa, the superimposition, is what is called as Cātmahano. What is that adhyasa, superimposition? Superimposing yourself to be papi, etc., sinner, etc. You superimpose yourself to be a sinner or yourself to be a saint. Both are superimposition. There is no choice there. Both are superimposition, and asuryā nāma te lokā. Both will go to the same world. Now, this adhyasa, the superimposition, is what is called as a Cātmahano. But wait. There is self. There is non-self. Associating myself with self is not a problem. Associating myself with non-self, associating the self with non-self, associating seeing yourself as non-self is the problem. Why should it be problem actually? I am not touching the self. I am only with the non-self. If I identify with myself with the non-self, how do I kill the self? I am not doing anything for the self or to the self or against the self. I am only in relationship with this non-self thing. I am identifying myself with the non-self. So how can you say Cātmahano? I cannot be Cātmahano. I am not Cātmahano. That's a good logic. But the problem is, you are seeing your inherent nature. The inherent nature of yourself is ajara, unborn, amara. Because it is not born, it is not going to die. It is eternal. Amara, eternal. And anubhava swarupa, of the nature of immediate experience. Yat sakshad aparokshad brahma, the Shruti says. Of the nature of immediate experience. Vedana swarupa. So, instead of seeing yourself to be this unborn, eternal, experiential nature. You are seeing yourself be something else. That is what is the death. That is what is the destroying of self. So, Hanana, but still I don't understand. I'm talking about non-self. I'm not talking about the self. Do you understand the question? Okay. I'll give you a story. In Mahabharata, Arjuna was very angry because his son Abhimanyu was killed. Abhimanyu was killed because he could not destroy the Chakravyuha, the formation of wheel, which is one kind of formation in the battlefield, the array of armies. He could not come out. He knew how to enter. He doesn't know how to exit. Got stuck, got killed. Son got killed. He was so furious. He was about to go and kill his brother. The root cause of all these problems is this fellow. I'm not even talking about today. He sent my son to battlefield, even after knowing that he doesn't know how to come out. He should have asked me. No, he didn't. He made him the commander and he sent him. That's not the problem. The root cause, the first thing, it all started because this fellow, this idiot, started playing with that fellow. He lost everything. From there, everything started. We could have peacefully lived in that small, whatever, 5 village or 5 small country which we had. Could have done peacefully. Because of this idiot, we lost everything. I'm going to kill him. So he was about to kill him. Krishna stopped him. Don't, not now. Krishna said, wait. Because his whole design is collapsing in front of him. He had a design for the creation to destroy all the evildoers. That is collapsing in front of him. He said, wait, I'll tell you a secret. What is that? Your brother is a good person. So, wait. For a good person, destroying a good person is, you don't need bloodshed. You don't need sharp instruments. You don't need weapons. To destroy a good person, you just have to use harsh words. Just hurt him with words. That is killing him. And he does that. He goes and uses all abusive choices of abuses against his brother. He is almost dead. If you say a person who always speaks a truth as a liar, then he is destroyed. He is identified with that, being a truth sayer. When you say he is a liar, he is gone. So that similarly, the self is inherent nature of being non-born, eternal, etc. When you identify it with something else, you have destroyed. You don't even have to do anything with the self. Identifying with something else itself destroys the self. So, since because of this fellow, this defect of being cātmahano, this fellow becomes a samsari, roams around in this samsara, this cycle of birth and death, and goes on and on and on. Okay. So, the ignorant roams in the samsara, whereas the vidwan, the liberated one, does not. He does not enter the samsara again. Because he is not an ātmahano. He is not the destroyer of self. So, now, what is the nature of self? To understand that, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.